We're here in beautiful Lincolnshire at the picturesque Cadwell Park. It's round 4 of the Thundersport GB Championship 2016.
Welcome back to Cadwell Park, Golden Era Supersport, race 1 on the grid. Number 25 there just lining up is Jamie Pearson. Good to have Jamie back with us, of course. Former champion in Golden Era Supersport. Chris Helliwell at the moment is the championship leader. And then number 68, into gear. Nick Wainwright there, just showing off one of his sponsors, the Paints Fiction Racing rider. Into Gear is a company that Andy Gaze runs, associate sponsor Thundersport GB. Here we go, ready for the start of the Sparklight Racing Golden Era Supersport and Steelsport. Nobody's really been able to get on terms with Chris Helliwell so far this season. Carl Foster gave him a good run earlier on, but Foster won't be here, of course. He is over competing at the TT. Andy Scanlon we're now on board with Stubble Racing Yamaha 600 number 24, orange Yamaha R6 as ever in this class. It is all about the Yamaha. They seem to be the machines that are doing the most damage. There are steel frame bikes out there as well, so keep an eye out for them. Aaron Staniforth, face that you will have recognised from a couple of years back in Thundersport. Number 117 is out there on the Paxford Garage Honda. He could be a threat for that one. There's Ian Evans, number 96. Great to see Ian out there as always, one of our British Army regulars. But at the front, it is Jamie Pearson. Oh, Scanlon there, going very close to the grass. Jamie Pearson on his return to the championship. Won a race here yesterday, so he's already got himself back to winning ways. I think it's probably just ensuring that he has still got it. Of course, he has not stopped racing altogether. When he left Thundersport, he went off racing a few other places. I seem to recall not so long ago actually seeing him with both of his arms in casts after quite a big and nasty motorcycle crash. But there you see him leading this race ahead of Nick Wainwright, number 68. We saw him a minute ago, the rider from Beverley. Wainwright 4th in the championship. Pearson, who leads, not featuring in the championship. Just saw Rob Morby going through there, the two-time Thundersport 500 senior champion, number 53. Chris Helliwell. Well, Chris Helliwell's impeccable record, of course. He was winning every race, came to an end at Snetterton, and unfortunately, a little bit of bad luck yesterday. Didn't pick up any points in one of the races yesterday as well, so giving himself a bit more work to do here in at Cadwell than usual. There he is in 3rd place. Then Scanlon, 53 is Morby, 28 is Bloomfield, and there is Aaron Staniforth, number 17, who leads the steel frame competition effectively. Out there also is, of course, the steel frame champion, Chris Spink, who's enjoying a decent battle with Mark Biswell and Sean Evans out on circuit. And here is your leading 3. 25 is Pearson, 64 now is Helliwell, who's moved up ahead of Nick Wainwright, and the 3 Yamahas all piling on top of each other at the bottom of the mountain. Jamie Pearson winning the championship 2 years ago, of course the same year that his brother won the Golden Era Superbike Championship, and it will probably not surprise you to learn that that was the first time in Thundersport GB history since the series was introduced in 08 that we ever had brothers winning championships, let alone both of them Golden Eras. Number 6 there is Sean Evans then, rider from Kirkby in Ashfield. Nick Wainwright just dropping off the back of Chris Helliwell here. Further back there is Martin Bloomfield from Tarporley on the EB Racing Yamaha. And there is Mark Biswell, number 35. Mark from Aylesbury on the Bizzle Bike Sport Honda, currently 2nd in the steel frames. Oh, Nick Wainwright, well, I didn't think he was in contention, but he's proved us wrong. He goes underneath the Sparklight Racing rider, Chris Helliwell, who leads the championship overall. Out front, it's still Jamie Pearson, but he's being kept very honest indeed here. He's certainly not able to quite break away from number 68, Nick Wainwright. So Helliwell, the championship leader, in 3rd place. Will he think about the championship at any point here, or will he just think about the race win? Jamie Pearson is not a threat to him at all. Sparklight Racing rider I'm talking about in 3rd place, number 64. Wainwright there in 2nd. Well, he's not a direct threat to Helliwell at the moment, because Helliwell came to Cadwell with a big lead, but you just never know how these championships can pan out. We just saw there another group of riders being led by Rob Want, number 79. It's the battle for 7th onwards. Sam Nicholson is just up behind him, but all of the point scorers in this race seem to be together there in that group. Finish at the back of that group, you're just out of the points, unfortunately. You finish at the front of it, you're in 7th, so good battles going on. There is Rob Morby. Bit of a lonely race for Rob, but nice to see him closing in on a podium in this class, ahead of Martin Bloomfield and Aaron Staniforth, who still leads the steel frames. And here comes Nick Wainwright up into the lead. So finally, we see Jamie Pearson has been threatened and overtaken. Will that allow Chris Helliwell back into the frame here as well? Interesting stuff. Andy Scanlon, forgot to mention him a little while ago. He's up ahead of Rob Morby. So Morby is in fact 5th, not 4th. So it is now Nick Wainwright that has this advantage. Jamie Pearson has been pushed back to 2nd place and is now falling into the hands of Chris Helliwell. Into the chicane we go. Oh, I'll tell you what, Nick Wainwright, since getting to the front, he's built up about at least half a second lead there. Really good lap this from Wainwright. We'll check his lap time when he comes through. Chris Helliwell fancies a bite at this as well now for 20 points. There is Andy Scanlon in 4th place, up ahead of Rob Morby and Martin Bloomfield. He's not quite able to stay with that leading trio. Across the line for Nick Wainwright, that was a 36.739, agonisingly close to the lap record that was set, of course, by Chris Helliwell at the very end of 2015, 36.690. But he has broken away at the front. Here he is, number 68. This could be a great race win. Helliwell is up and past Pearson. Ian Evans got the shock of his life then when he was tipping into Park Corner with 2nd and 3rd place riders flying through. There is number 79, Rob Want, Nicholson, and then the rest of this group as well. There's Mark Biswell, currently still 2nd in the steel frames. Aaron Staniforth leading that one. Brilliant stuff here from Nick Wainwright. Good to see him getting himself not just on the podium, but potentially here on the top step as well. And will this just lift his confidence going into the second half of the season? Chris Helliwell out of the saddle on the exit of the chicane. He's trying everything to close down on Wainwright, but it's not going to happen. He's going to have to start in a moment thinking about giving up on this, because the championship is far more important, although by the looks of the body language and the riding style of Helliwell, he's not quite ready to give up on that win just yet. Jamie Pearson still 3rd, this man in 4th, Andy Scanlon. 5th for Rob Morby, the Racing Lines Derby rider, of course. Number of years spent in the Thundersport 500 Championship. There's a yellow flag just being held up there at the hairpin. The last lap flag is now out on the start-finish line, so Nick Wainwright not got long to go here. Further back, whoa! Well, there's a wide line if ever you've seen one. Mark Warren there, showing you how not to take the hairpin. Unfortunately, going on to the exit and just getting a load of grass, and it's a bit of rain this morning, so the grass is slippery anyway. Here we are on board with Andy Scanlon as he goes across the line and sees the last lap flag. And Nick Wainwright here then just half a lap away from a precious race victory in the Sparklight Racing Golden Era Supersport and Steelsport. There's Mark Biswell getting himself close and personal with Sean Evans. Biswell's on for a podium here. Aaron Staniforth will take the victory in the steel frames. Whoa, Nick Wainwright there. I tell you what, he's got a lead, but he doesn't want to be doing that too often. That was very close on the exit of Mansfield. He's still in control just about. Just got the mountain and Hall bends to deal with. Jamie Pearson's not given up on 2nd place either. through Hall Bend. Wainwright should be fine with this victory, but now our eyes look towards this battle. Pearson's going to have a go, isn't he? They go into the hairpin. That's tight down there. Pearson on the inside line, and he's gone underneath Chris Helliwell. Now into bar corner, and he's dropped it. And it's just a bit too much speed there from Pearson. Having got into second place, he goes out of the race. The checker flag is out. Wainwright takes the win. Chris Helliwell takes 20 points. Oh, what a shame there for Jamie Pearson, who's gone out of the race whilst in second place. Andy Scanlon then inherits third place overall and will get a podium. Rob Morby fourth, Martin Bloomfield fifth, and Aaron Staniforth in sixth. The winner then, Nick Wainwright from Chris Helliwell and Andy Scanlon, and in the steel frame it is Aaron Staniforth, who wins from Biswell and Spink.
Aaron, mixed weekend, but wow, I mean, fantastic race.
Yeah, brilliant. I can't believe it.
And the sun came out for you and everything.
I know, forecast rain today. I thought it was going to be wet.
Have you got some sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, thanks to Clive at Paxford Garage. Thanks to my dad for tuning my bike and setting it up for me. It's only an F2 and it goes well for an F2. And thanks to Jess, thanks to Mum, thanks to Jake, thanks to all the family and everyone who comes to watch. Cheers.
Nick, well, I mean, what can I say? You're doing so well lately, I can't believe it.
Well, I think it's the competition, to be fair, you know what I mean? When you're up against the guys like Chris Helliwell and stuff like that, they just drag you along, you know, it raises you to another level. Plus it's enjoyable. Jamie Pearson yesterday, Ryan Cooper, phenomenal racing, you know what I mean? You can't ask for more on days like this, can you? Absolutely not.
You must have some people to thank.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, Mark Wainwright, Paints Fiction, Race Paints. Without him, it'd be impossible. He preps the bikes, paints the bikes, mentors me. You know, he's the backbone of Paints Fiction Racing. Obviously, Andy Gaze from Intergear of Hull. He's been a massive, massive help this season. Loads of support, Pewterline, Next helmets, former boots. The list is endless, to be fair. East Riding Group of Beverley. Yeah, goes without saying, the wife and the kids for allowing me to do such a midlife crisis thing.
No midlife crisis here. He'll be back out again, I'm sure, for race 2. Join us again after the break. It's the final part of Thundersport Plus, and time for the Golden Era Supersport Race 2. Chris Helliwell just lining up behind the girls. So thanks to Sarah and Kirsty for their hard work here today at Cadwell. There he is, championship leader. Nick Wainwright, though, was the race winner. Paints Fiction sponsorship and Into Gear as well. Isn't he a lucky boy? Sponsors are plenty for Nick Wainwright. Andy Scanlon on the grid. We saw the onboard footage with him earlier. Rob Morby as well. No sign of Jamie Pearson. Of course, Jamie Pearson, who was on the front row of the grid in race 1, on pole position no less. The crash at the top of Barn on the final lap. It looks like either he might be slightly injured or the bike is not repairable. We send our best wishes to Jamie and hope he's out racing with us again soon. So here we are then with Andy Scanlon. Just lost a place there on the back straight. Good opportunity here for Chris Helliwell to just extend that championship lead again. It may not have been the perfect weekend for him, but his championship rivals are just disappearing. It looks like Nick Wainwright might just lift himself into contention, but then no one's really close to him at present. Here we go then, down through the gooseneck. There's Rob Morby. And then into Mansfield. Number 3 is Joel Williams. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. Oh, there's a big crash down there at Mansfield. A few riders down. That looks like a nasty incident. And the red flags are out. Red lights on. The race has been stopped here and will be a completely fresh restart. So our best wishes to the riders involved in that nasty accident. You can see the gaps on the grid as a result of this. A few riders gone down and gone missing here in this Sparklight Racing Golden Era Supersport and Steelsport Championship. Away from the line we go. No Jamie Pearson, just a reminder. Helliwell gets away very well from the line, up ahead there of Nick Wainwright. Looked like a good start there for Bloomfield as well. On board here with Andy Scanlon. He's just up behind Luke McRae, the rookie, that orange vest on, around Charlie's. Tricky one to get right, Charlie's corner, off camber, downhill, and then onto the back straight. Crucial to get the slipstream, like we're seeing here with Andy Scanlon, as they make their way now into Park Corner. Try and find your line. Aaron Staniforth is in there as well, number 117, the steel frame competitor and race winner from earlier. Phil Cox is up there as well. Good start for Phil. Dad of Sam, of course, he races in the 450s. It's Chris Helliwell that has the lead ahead of Wainwright and Bloomfield, with Rob Morby then in 4th place. On board here with Andy Scanlon again, just on the right there, running slightly wide, is Aaron Staniforth, the steel frame rider. Scanlon's going to have a look around the outside here into the chicane. Nicely done. And so there they go through. Bloomfield 3rd, Morby in 4th. Then we saw 16, Luke McRae. And so Scanlon in 6th place, the rider that we were just on board with. Helliwell at the front of this race. It's a position that he's been in so many times this season already, and he's established quite a handsome lead in this Golden Era Supersport Championship. Helliwell hasn't won a championship with Thundersport yet. Been unlucky in a few seasons, spent a good deal of his time on 600s in the super stock class and the formula class, just never quite been able to put it all together, just missing those few jigsaw pieces. But this opportunity came about, and just as we thought that he might be hanging up his levers, and he's certainly taken it with both hands there, as we see Rob Morby going underneath Martin Bloomfield. These guys all battling it out there for a podium. The two guys out front, Helliwell and Nick Wainwright, have cleared off. Here they are. So that group that you're watching a moment ago with Morby at the front of is the battle for the final podium position. There's a chance there for one or two riders to get their first ever Golden Era Supersport podium, and I think Rob Morby is one of them. Oh, on the grass there for Nick Wainwright. How many times do you see that happen here at Cadwell Park? Just going in a bit too hot, and on the exit there, taking a load of grass, and we've seen that go wrong so many times before. Nick Wainwright somehow is still on board and is still in touch with race leader Chris Helliwell, who was always going to leave Cadwell with a championship lead, but if he wins this, he'll lead with an even bigger one. On board here with Scanlon, lovely move that, underneath Martin Bloomfield into the hairpin. Neatly done there by Andy Scanlon. So these guys continue to tussle it out for 3rd place. There goes the leader, Chris Helliwell, number 64, ahead of 68, Nick Wainwright here in the Sparklight Racing Golden Era Supersport. There's Biswell, Chris Spink, and then number 43, Rob Vickerman. The Golden Era Steelsport points. Well, David Langley it is that has the advantage in the championship, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of David Langley here this weekend, so that will inevitably close up. Mark Biswell, number 35, will have a chance to close in on that group. There's Sam Nicholson from Nottingham on the Motorsport Derby Yamaha R6. Sam, who's a regular inside the top 5 or 6 of the championship, but this season it's a fierce competition in this class, perhaps hasn't quite had the results that he wanted. Nick Wainwright here keeping Chris Helliwell very honest indeed. This time manages to avoid the grass as they go through the bottom of the chicane at the mountain and then over the top of the hill. Where will Wainwright fancy a move, if anywhere? Getting to the closing stages of this race, the battle continues for 3rd between the likes of Morby, Scanlon, Bloomfield, etc. Here they are. There's Martin Bloomfield. Been on the podium a few times in this class, but I don't think he's been up there so far this season. There's 3, Adrian Bridges, Nicholson in the mix for this as well. Brilliant stuff, look at this. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th place, all in one line. Oh, and Sam Nicholson, just as we were talking up his chances, unfortunately, a mechanical failure with his Yamaha, and that's it. He won't play any further part and will not be able to battle it out for that podium place. Real shame there for Nicholson. So Morby leads this group of riders. There's Adrian Bridges from Solihull, We're now on board with Scanlon. He's in 4th place. He's eyeing up Rob Morby here in 3rd. Morby not been on the podium since his Thundersport 500 days, and he might have to wait a little while longer as well, because Andy Scanlon has just robbed him down into Mansfield. Meanwhile, back at the front, Nick Wainwright hasn't given up on this 1st place. Chris Helliwell is really having to work hard this weekend, a lot harder than he had to work in previous rounds. Through Hall Bends. Wonder if Chris has got pitboard informing him of Nick's whereabouts as we come to the end of this one. So Scanlon's got up into 3rd. There's Morby in 4th. 16, good ride from Luke McRae that. Then Bloomfield, Bridges, Staniforth and Biswell. So Biswell here, right on terms with Aaron Staniforth on this occasion. The last lap flag is out. It's now or never for Nick Wainwright here. And he's right up into the slipstream as they make their way into turn 1. He can't get the move done there. He might be able to at the end of the back straight. Scanlon has broken away. It looks like 3rd is his, ahead of Rob Morby. And this battle will go to the line as well between Staniforth and Biswell, the 2 steel frame riders, and Biswell knows exactly who that is up ahead of him. Here's another chance gone. Helliwell late on the brakes and doesn't allow Nick Wainwright through. He's running out of opportunities now. Here's Nick Wainwright, and he's not close enough, it looks like, there for a move into Mansfield either. There's a good move from 16. What a race Luke McRae is having. Oh, Rob Morby back underneath him again though, into Chris Curve. The experienced rider says no you don't. Nick Wainwright, 3rd opportunity on this lap gone. And so where else do you go for the overtaking move? He's pushing very, very hard. Maybe a lunge into the hairpin if he's close enough. But at the moment he's not. This has been a brilliant last lap from Chris Helliwell. Under pressure, he's been able to, yeah, you can see there Nick Wainwright's doing everything he can. He's just pushing that front end too far. I think that Chris Helliwell's got this in the bag. A brilliant last lap from Helliwell, not put a single foot wrong. And this is why he's the championship leader. Nick Wainwright's given up on it now. The checkered flag awaits. 3rd place should still go to Scanlon, but we'll get confirmation of that in the moment. Chris Helliwell it is then, championship leader. He extends his lead with another win, and that one meant a great deal to him as well. Back to winning form for him, ahead of Nick Wainwright. Andy Scanlon did hold on to 3rd place. Rob Morby finished in 4th. It's his best result of the season on TV day. Martin Bloomfield 5th, Luke McRae in 6th. Top 3 there then, very happy race winner Chris Helliwell, with Nick Wainwright and Andy Scanlon alongside him. And it was Aaron Staniforth with another win in the steel frames, ahead of Mark Biswell and the champion Chris Fink. Huge lead there then for Chris Helliwell over Nick Wainwright. Ryan Cooper's in 3rd, Bloomfield 4th, Foster in 5th and Nicholson 6th. And in the steel frames, Langley still leads it, but the gap has come down. He's just 8 points clear now of Mark Biswell.
Chris Helliwell, well, you've had a torrid weekend, you could say, but it's come right at the end.
Yeah, I'm glad to win this for Gary and everybody. They deserve this trophy because they spent hours mending the bike on the day yesterday and stuff. And yeah, I crashed yesterday and I sided him first. Yes, I know. I tell my Liams and everybody else not to do that, but yeah, I must have just took a lapse in concentration or something. But well done to Nick Wainwright this week. He's been on it so much, and yeah, I've enjoyed racing with him and having a lovely little battle with him. I knew it was going to be hard. I've won one, so I'm happy.
Mate, they are chasing you. They are on. You've got a target on your back, and they are coming. So make the most of everything. Who have you got to thank?
Can I just say thank you to everybody on the vest, as always, and a massive thank you, obviously, Avon, Gary at Sparklight as well. You know, he's worked hard on the bike and everything, and sorry for putting my family through a bit of stress yesterday, crashing and stuff. Promise I won't do it again.
That's it from us here at Cadwell Park, round 4. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time at Oulton Park.